This is so utterly pathetic, I had to talk about it. So, British Columbia Premier David Eby is going tough on drug crime now. He is making it so that you can no longer smoke crack in the park. You must smoke crack 5 feet away from the park. Dude, guys, the NDP in BC, if you guys want to actually survive this next provincial election, I hope you don't. You should get rid of David Eby. This man is so indecisive on actually correcting all the mistakes he's made that no voter is going to come back to vote for your party. It is a burning wreck at this point. And so this is what David Eby tweeted out, I believe yesterday or today. It really doesn't matter. But he says, keeping British Columbians safe is our highest priority. People struggling with addiction deserve care and compassion. But there shouldn't be any illicit drug use where our kids play or where hospital patients recover. Everyone deserves a safe community. And then he goes on to say, we're taking action to give police and enforcement tools they need to keep parks, hospitals, and transit safe from public drug use. We're doing this while we expand treatment options to help people stay alive and get better. No, you're not helping people get better because you're letting them continue to use drugs and like leaving a pamphlet next to them, next to their tent and saying, hey, think about not using meth or fentanyl. It doesn't actually work, turns out. And he says, through a treatment and recovery, we can continue to save lives while keeping our public spaces safe for everyone. This is so utterly pathetic. It's unspeakable. Really? Wow, what a tough stance you've taken, David. You're not going to let people literally inject heroin right in front of children. They just need to do it a little bit further away. If you just clear the park, if you do it in the parking lot, that's great. Do it in front of somebody's business. And really, is David Eby actually going to be enforcing any of these policies at all? No, he doesn't enforce any of the policies on the book already. People are forming encampments in public parks that he doesn't clear. It's illegal to do that. He doesn't let the police actually arrest those people and clean up the encampments. And even if he did let them, they'd be out on the streets within 5 seconds anyways, because the police in British Columbia do not hold criminals in prison anymore. Part of that is Justin Trudeau and the federal Liberals' part, but the BC NDP has been absolutely working hand in glove with the federal Liberals to make criminal justice policy in British Columbia as weak as humanly possible. David Eby needs to be defeated in the next provincial election. There shouldn't be a question on where and when you're doing illicit drugs. If they are illicit drugs, like David Eby is saying, you shouldn't be using them at all. You should be arrested. You should be forced to detox the way that we're doing it in Alberta with Danielle Smith as the premier. And actually, Jason Kenney had started the program initially. It's a great program. If someone is actually on extremely hard drugs like fentanyl, you can't just sort of propose to them that they get off them. At some point, they actually do need tough intervention in order to make sure that they detox and they can live a normal life again. And David Eby is his idea of drug policy is just finding times and places that are appropriate to use drugs that we consider illicit. And this is why Pierre Poilievre on the federal level is looking at the Liberals saying, why are you letting them decriminalize drugs? Shouldn't this be a major violation of federal law? The provincial government isn't actually enforcing drug policy, but Justin Trudeau doesn't care, and he's been signing waivers for these provinces and cities like Toronto so that people can just these local wacko politicians can decriminalize like heroin and like fentanyl and meth. It's insane. Well, and people are like, well, we can at least make it so that it doesn't get into the parks. You can't. You cannot. You're gonna like just tell drug addicts not to go into the parks. You guys already let them encamp there. Of course, you're gonna continue letting them. This new policy that David Eby's walking out means literally nothing. He just thinks that it's a moderating policy that makes him look good in front of moderate middle class BC voters who are, I guarantee you, going to be throwing him to the curb come this fall when the provincial election is held. Again, if you live in BC, vote for the BC Conservatives. The United are absolutely useless. That party's going to die. It doesn't matter if you live in downtown Vancouver, Victoria. The United can't win a single seat. Vote for the Conservatives. Buy a membership for them. Support their local candidates. They probably need some donations too. I will link the Facebook page of theirs and their Twitter page in the description below. Definitely support them, please. Anyways, that should be mostly it for me today, guys. Just quickly want to mention the fact that Wyatt Claypool, I'm running for the Calgary Signal Hill Conservative Party nomination. This is what, can I get up on screen? Oh, come on. There we go. I'm running for the Calgary Signal Hill Federal Conservative Party nomination. This riding is straight west of the downtown core of Calgary. So if you live in this area, buy a federal Conservative membership and vote for me. Also, you can donate to the legal fund for the National Telegraph, also linked in the description below. I have my campaign website down there, wyattclaypool.com, as well as the Give, Send, Go link. Check those out, especially if you live in my riding. And that should be it for me today, guys. Have a great one.